little example for you of what the thorns look like. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Do you know much about that property across the road from you? That abandoned looking
Yeah,
place?
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I have a YouTube channel where I go around and I clean up properties for free.
Oh, do you?
And I was just wondering what the situation is with that.
Yeah, look, it's been like that for some time now. Rob that's been in there, he lived in there for, say easy 30 years. He rented the property and obviously it's an eyesore. It definitely is an eyesore.
Yeah, well, look, I'm going to get it cleaned up.
You're going to put all the...
I've got a huge trailer and I can also get skip bins. I've got everything.
I just like...
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I've got the best job in the world. Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's free yard transformation video. And boy, do I have something special for you this week. This place is massive. Come and check this out. I have been driving past this place for months. I've tried knocking on the door, I've tried talking to the neighbours, but no one had ever answered. But this week I finally got hold of one of the neighbours and they let me know what's going on here. This place is basically abandoned and no one really knows what the story is. Apparently the last person who was living here was here for about 30 years. Not sure what's happened to him now, but this place needs a big tidy up because there is just trash everywhere. We've got trees that are blocking the footpath that will just hit you if you're walking past. And then we have the front yard here, which just has a lot of overgrown trees and so much fallen palm branches. Have a look at this driveway over here. As soon as we start heading into this driveway, straight away we have a massive pile here of rubbish and there's a mattress behind there. People have just been dumping things here, obviously, but these palms are scattered everywhere in this property. There are so many scattered all amongst this place. We have a ridiculous amount in this area. We've also got overgrown trees, dead trees, and you can barely even walk to the front door because of this. So the best way to walk to the front door is probably through here. But as you can see, this stuff is just blocking the way. We've got some other plants that shouldn't be here. We've got a lot of aloe here, some Chinese elm, and then we work our way to the backyard. Have a look at this. So as we make our way to the back, you can probably see a whole pile of rubbish right here that has to go. And then this area here truly looks like a bomb has gone off in this place. The side door there, completely open. The windows are all smashed. Squatters would be loving this place. It's a huge property and it is pretty hidden. The backyard is massive. I'm probably gonna have to order a huge general waste skip bin or a few green waste bins. I'm not too sure yet. But let's just go for a little wander in the back a bit more. We have some ridiculous plants growing at this property. This here is a jade tree. It is massive. And then we have some gum trees out the back here along with other random trees that are growing. We'll be identifying them along the way. And then it actually looks like there's some concrete edging along the side here. I don't really know where that goes, but this back area is just huge. And there are so many things in this area that need to be trimmed back. This whole place is pretty crazy. We have some beautiful but deadly bougainvillea over here. And I don't even know what's in this way. We'll see what's there when we get to it because I can't even get through there. And this stuff is just growing out so much. It needs to be condensed and contained back. It is ridiculous. This is going to be a huge job. Last but not least, the side of the house. Come have a look at this. As we make our way down the side of this place, you can see that there's a bit of work that needs to be done down the side here as well. We have more bougainvillea and some other plants that are just growing and taking over this whole area, but we are going to get this whole place completely tidied up and looking a million times better for this neighborhood, especially for the neighbors that are living around this. This place has been like this for so many years and hasn't had any care. So let's try and bring this back to its former beauty. And if you enjoy these types of videos that I make, the best way to support me is to just like the video and subscribe to the page. Now, enough of me yapping on, guys, let's get cleaning. So this tree behind me, this is called a pigeonberry tree. These trees produce some beautiful purple flowers. There are none on here at the moment. They also produce these berries after they've flowered, and these berries are very toxic to humans and pets, but not to birds. Birds love these berries and they spread these berries everywhere. So we were just trimming this one back a bit and getting it away from the path, so now you won't get hit. Now this tree here, this is called a coastal tea tree. These are actually native to South Australia. Indigenous Australians used to use this tree for medicinal purposes back in the day, but this is actually blocking a path which runs down the side here. So we are clearing the whole side and trying to get as much as we can pruned back. Well, looks like I found the green bin. I don't know how much use that is though. Okay, so I think it's time here for us to get a bit of backup. Let's get to it. So I have called local bins again, who I used a few videos ago for the first time. Braden, who is running this, is an awesome guy. He gives me discounts on these bins and he watches the videos. So thank you so much, Braden. If you're in Adelaide and you need a skip bin, definitely call these guys. They will sort you out. So I found this actually under the tree in the front, but this is an old yucca and it's still got a little bit of life in it. So I'm going to bring this one home and give it a bit of water to try and keep it alive. So this stuff here, this plant behind me, this is called an African box thorn. These are very, very sharp and you need to make sure you are wearing your gloves when dealing with this stuff. The thorns on this plant can grow up to 3 inches long and they're very, very thick, a lot thicker than rose thorns. But this is the perfect environment for birds to be nesting in because they are safe from predators. It acts as a barbed wire, but unfortunately they are not good for cattle because cattle and sheep and stuff can actually get stuck and trapped in this type of stuff. So we've declared this a noxious weed here in Australia because of how bad it is for our farmland and bushland. So let's tidy this guy up and get it cleaned back. Here's just a little example. Here's a little example for you of what the thorns look like. So I'm going to be getting my safety glasses on because you do not want to get poked by any of this stuff. So that stuff was also growing onto the walkway, taking about half of the walkway over. You do not want to run into this stuff at night when you don't even see it. It hurts. So this tree right here, this is called a conifer, and this has quite a lot of brown patches in it. You can see there's a lot of dead leaves. The leaves on this thing never grow back from any of the dead wood, so if you find any brown bits, cut them out. We're just going to get this thing trimmed up a little bit. So in case you're wondering why I didn't mow this lawn and I was using my whipper snipper, this type of lawn is extremely long and thin and very heavy. It's quite damp at the moment as well, so it's all very flat. If you go over it with a mower, it doesn't stick up and it is still flat and it doesn't really cut much of it. But if you go with a whipper snipper, it kind of twists everything around and you can actually get more of it cut. So I find it's a lot better with that type. So it is time to finally clean up all of these dead palm branches. So let's get cleaning. So my idea here with all of this general waste, which is on the side, a lot of building supplies and just stuff that needs to be gone. My trailer is actually completely full at the moment with green waste, and that skip bin is full with green waste. I've actually ordered a general waste bin as soon as possible. It's going to take a few days to get here, so I'm actually going to put this in the second half of this video, which will focus on the backyard and then also getting rid of this pile. So for now, I'm going to be putting all of the general waste in with that pile, tidy it up a little bit, and then get the general waste skip in here and get rid of it all. Okay, I've accidentally broken all of those lamps, which is going to be really annoying to clean up. So that's my fault. So behind me here, we have a plant called privet. This stuff was introduced to Australia in the 1800s and used as a hedge because it grows so fast and so thick, but it soon became a very invasive plant and started taking over a lot of the native plants. It wraps itself around a tree and it blocks out any of the sun and takes over. I'm not sure if this is an old dead privet or this is another tree, but we'll soon find out. I don't know how that didn't hit the camera. Oh my God. All right, so I think I'm gonna have to use my secateurs and my hedge trimmer and cut a bit of this stuff down so I can compact it. So let's get to it. Now here, in the midst of everything, is a Chinese elm. These always pop up in a lot of my videos. The birds love spreading these seeds. They eat the seeds and then they drop them everywhere. This tree is native to China and it is very, very heat resistant, and that's why it grows very well here in South Australia. But this is not supposed to be here. And behind this, what we're tidying up at the moment, this is called a tree aloe. It is very similar to aloe vera. It has quite similar gel, but not the exact same. And we are just giving this thing a little bit of a tidy up because it looks like it hasn't been tidied up in years and has a lot of dead leaves all over them. You can see a few birds have joined us though. We've got some blackbirds. We've got one right there. And just behind, there's two there. Bit hard to see. There's also another one just above here. Oh, they're both up here now. Just watching. And a third one over here. Just getting worms. And behind me here we have some more privet, same with that last plant that was on the side there. So this needs a big trimming back. So I'm just going to do up to here until that rubbish is all removed. So we're going to make our way to the other side now as well. Now, before we get to power sweeping and blowing off the rest of this sidewalk, let's just clear this stuff here because this is also growing onto the sidewalk. This is English ivy. If you've seen ivy taking over buildings and walls before, this is the stuff. It grows like crazy. It uses these little aerial roots on it to climb up buildings. Doesn't need any soil to do so. Let's give this thing a bit of a trim back. It is not looking very good. Guys, that is it for this half of the episode. The whole front has been done now, apart from that waste pile there. Unfortunately, I couldn't get rid of it because there weren't any skip bins available and my trailer's completely full. So in the next episode, I'll be getting all of that trash along with all the other stuff that's here. But we have tidied up the front. The front looks way better now. I'm gonna leave you guys with some before and afters, and I will see you next week for the backyard. See you later.